Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. I would like to present Alien Vault or our Cyclical Tech Wednesday. Today we will present Alien Vault as a unified security platform for each site's organization. Today's session will be divided into two parts. First part, I will give you a little brief overview of Alien Vault. And then our technical director Maciej Twardy will present you console and he will do some kind of demo of Alien Vault. Few words about Alien Vault. Alien Vault is founded in 2007, and from 2007 in 11 years they gather almost 8,000 commercial customers. Right now, Alien Vault is just one company who is listed in a Visionary Quadrant, in Gartner Magic Quadrant from 2013, 14, 15, and 2016. Why companies should implement Alien Vault as a unified security platform? Right now, security is hard and expensive, so not too much companies can afford to buy like big CM solution. And security right now, you have to secure your organization like on the real time, because all the threats we can find new malicious programs per day, like almost 400,000. And companies lacking the tools to secure the companies and lacking the resources to use these very sophisticated tools. There is like few problems in CM implementation. First of all, problematic easy of use, because companies cannot afford to implement SIEM solution because of this analytics is very sophisticated and complicated, and then SIEM solutions are extremely expensive and expensive to maintain. But Alien Vault try to change completely this market, because they are presenting to the end users solution which is easy to use and affordable to have. We dedicated to providing a simplified security solution tool when coupled with affordable pricing is the perfect fit for organization with limited budgets and few in-house resources. Alien Vault gives smaller organizations the ability to accelerate and simplify their threat detection and remediation efforts, as well as regulatory compliance. With our unified, simplified approach and integrated threat intelligence, you can go from the deployment to insight in less than 1 day. Alien Vault is leading the way in unified security, and our threat intelligence is differentiator. We'll be talking about this more in 1 minute. Traditional security point products require extensive configuration and tuning during deployment and monitor after deployment. The lack of integration with other tools within centralized management console means that IT teams have to dedicate a significant amount of staff time to managing each security control, and even more time trying to consolidate and correlate all the alerts being generated by these tools. Our unified approach also eliminates the need for IT teams to spend precious time deploying and configuring individual products, conducting their own research on emerging threats or alarms triggered by their security tools. The Alien Vault Labs team regularly delivers threat intelligence as a coordinated setup of updates to the USM platform, which accelerates and simplifies threat detection and response. all-in-one approach to the threat detection. There are three main components to our unified approach. First of all, unified USM platform, which is installed in your environment. Second is threat intelligence from Alien Vault Labs, and I will discuss it a little bit later. And threat data from OTX that complements the threat intelligence from Alien Vault Labs. The USM platform unifies all these essential technologies in a single platform, providing you a visibility and control unit from a single management console. Instead of having to deploy and manage each of these separately, you install just one platform. And on this platform, you can find like five features. First of all, asset discovery, vulnerability assessment, intrusion detection system for host and network, behavior monitoring, and the latest SIEM and log management. As I told you, a few words about Alien Vault's lab security team. Our team is extension of your IT team to help to the work, so you don't have to. USM integrated threat intelligence from the Alien Vault Labs eliminates the need for IT teams to spend precious time conducting their own research on emerging threats or the alarms triggered by their security tools. The Alien Vault Labs team regularly delivers threat intelligence as a coordinated set of updates to the USM platform, about like 4 times per week. These updates accelerate and simplify threat detection and remediation. Alien Vault also have OTX, as I told you. This is like security platform which gather like 100,000 global members from all over the world. They are generating pools and they are giving us indicators about 40 million threats per day. So amount of it is huge. The information from OTX are sent to Alien Vault Labs Threat Intelligence, and Alien Vault guys validating it, and then your platform can be secure. Alien Vault designed the USM platform to give you maximum flexibility to deploy exactly what you need. You can deploy USM on premise or in the cloud. If you have limited staff and budget, then we have MSSP partners who can provide the USM platform as a managed service. You also have a choice of form factors for on-prem deployment, either physical appliances or virtual. For virtual appliances, we are supporting VMware and Hyper-V. Lastly, you get to choose whether to deploy a single all-in-one appliance that consolidates all functions into single device or separate components. If you choose separate components, you can be a mix of physical and virtual appliances. Alien Vault is trusted by thousands of customers. As I told you before, right now we've got like almost 8,000 customers all over the world, but this number will increase dramatically quarter per quarter as we tracked Alien Vault as a visionary in the SIEM market. From my side, thank you very much. You can contact us on our website, and right now I'm giving presenter role to Maciej Twardy, who is present Alien Vault. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the technical part of our today's presentation. Let me share my screen. My name is Maciej Twardy, and I as Piotr mentioned, I'm a technical director at Bacotech, and I'm very pleased to present you today the practical side of a very interesting solution for unified IT security management, the AlienVault USM. AlienVault USM is based on the Linux operating system. It is managed using two types of consoles, text and web. In the first of them, a text console, now presented on the screen, we have the possibility to change, for example, settings of the server and network and sensor network interfaces. Let me show you the options. We can change also such parameters like hostname, mail settings, location, and password. We can run the USM platform update. And we can also possibility to run maintenance and troubleshooting tools, reboot the appliance, shut down the appliance. However, the most interesting option here in text console is Jailbreak system, which gives access to the shell of the appliance operating system. Thanks to this, we have not only a low-level insight into the configuration and operation of individual elements of the USM platform, but also the ability to automatically run any scripts as a result of policy action. But in fact, 99% of daily activities with the USM are performed through a web console. Let's go over it and see what AlienVault offers to us in the context of managing events related to the security of our resources. The web console, as you can see now, is divided into 5 main sections: dashboards, modifiable graphical summaries of the security status of the monitored infrastructure, and the USM platform itself. Administrators can create here custom tabs and widgets, etc. Another section, analysis, where we can find a list of current events, alarms generated as a result of triggering correlation rules, row logs, and a ticket system streamlining solving of detected problems. Environment section. Here, this section contains tools and functionalities related to detection and grouping of assets, vulnerability scanner, network flow statistics, resources availability analysis, as well as the configuration of the HIDS, host-based IDS system. Reports contains almost 250 predefined reports with the possibility of their customization and scheduling. Configuration, it is not only a place where we can find detailed configuration of the USM platform, but also definitions of all correlation and cross-correlation rules, definition of data sources, the ability to create policies for primary and in-server events, as well as the configuration of the OpenThread exchange. It should be emphasized that immediately after installation, AlienVault begins to analyze our infrastructure and detects some anomalies and vulnerabilities. And this is possible thanks to the network the IDS system needs functionality implemented in the sensor. Of course, to fully use of potential of the USM platform, it is necessary to indicate which of our resources are important to the business continuity of our company. To do this, let's move to the Asset and Group option section in the Environment tab. Here we can add assets, the source of the logs, using several methods. First of all, we can do it manually by filling in the form currently visible on the screen. This is not certainly a way to massively add assets. I'm showing this method in order to draw your attention to the asset value parameter assigned to each log source. This is one of the factors taken into account in the risk assessment process. Alien Vault makes it based on 3 elements. The value of the asset from 0 to 5. This is integer number. Reliability of the event from 0 to 10. And event's priority. After multiplication of all of them and rescaling, the final risk assessment value is in the range of integers from 0 to 5, where 0 is an insignificant event, while 5 is critical one. Of course, Alien Vault gives some default values, as you can see here. Asset value, default value for this parameter is 2, enabling us to adjust them later to meet our needs. But let's go back to adding assets and to check 3 other methods. We can import assets from CSV file. We can use internal database created by the USM based on data collected by the needs module, and the most commonly used method, perform a dedicated scan. This functionality is implemented using the Nmap tool. All you have to do is to select the subnet that interests you from the list available here. Select scan type, timing template, and click Start Scan. After scanning, we can choose interesting data sources that can be further grouped in the way that reflects the organization structure of our company. We can do the same with networks. All basic information about IP address, operating system are visible here in this table. More details are available by clicking on the icon on the right. Besides a lot of information about the asset, we have also available here circular charts summarizing the data collected in the USM platform, including the following categories. We have vulnerabilities, alarms, events, availability monitoring, services, and groups. After clicking on selected categories, for example, vulnerabilities, we have filtered information displayed in the table below. In order to correctly interpret logs arriving from the asset and detect individual events, it is necessary to add a plugin allowing the USM to extract all information from raw logs. Adding plugin is very easy. All we need to do is to go to Plugins tab. We need to wait a second. Then click Plugins button and choose Vendor and Model. What is very important, we can find in the list of vendors not only vendors like Cisco, but also we can find here antivirus software, for example, Webroot. If we did not find the device system we are interested in here in the Edit Plugins page, we have 2 ways. We can create plugins using the plugin builder. This is functionality available here in Deployment tab, plugin builder, or which is much more convenient, we can ask Alien Vault with a request for creating a plugin for us. It does not carry any costs and usually lasts up to 2-3 weeks. Once we added assets, we can run specific actions for individual or groups of them. We can find these actions here. We can, for example, run additional asset scan, we can run a vulnerability scan, we can deploy HITS agent, or we can turn on or off availability monitoring for this particular asset. For example, if you want to run vulnerability scan, we need only to put the name and choose some schedule methods. Alien Vault, the results of vulnerability scan can be found in the environment vulnerabilities. Alien Vault uses very popular OpenVAS scanner. Here we've got some sum up of vulnerabilities detected in our environment. And the table below, we can find reports for each particular assets. Let's check how the sample report in the HTML format looks like, for example, for this asset. In the header, we will always find a summary of the scan containing some kind of categorization of importance of detected vulnerabilities, from serious to the least dangerous. Below is a table describing in detail the detected threats, along with CVE number. What is very important, in addition to the detailed vulnerability characteristic, the table also includes ready-to-use hints on how to mitigate them. They are included always in solution section. For the Windows operating system, the solution is often like run Windows Update service, but in many cases we will find more complex procedures here. Discovered vulnerabilities can automatically generate a ticket. We can also carry out such an operation manually. At any time, we can also create automatic scan task for selected assets or groups of assets, so you can verify security level on a regular basis. In the environment tab, we can also find another very important services and tools available in the USM platform. For the networks purposes, it will be very helpful to be able to analyze flows as well as to be able to make some packet dumps. The NetFlow section allows us to do this thanks to the data collected using the NetFlow and SFlow protocols. Using NetFlow functionality, we can quickly identify some anomalies in the TCP, UDP, or ICMP traffic. We can verify individual sessions, what is important from the point of view of security analysis. Even if in our infrastructure there isn't any device that generates flows, Alien Vault will provide such data thanks to the NIDS network IDS module installed in the sensor. Traffic capture, internal traffic capture, this functionality allows us to make packet dumps using selected sensor from communication between any assets. Of course, we are able to define the time of the traffic capture and their maximum amount. The results of such an operation is a file in pickup format, which we can open, for example, using Wireshark. The USM platform is equipped with a resource and services availability monitoring module, which console can be found here in the environment availability tab. Thanks to this functionality, we can verify the condition of both the asset itself and the services that operate on it. As you can see, the host with IP 10.6 is marked in green, which means it works properly. Monitoring of individual services can be enabled in the asset detail card. So let me jump there. Here we can find dedicated tab, services. We need to click Edit Services button, and here we can turn on monitoring each particular services detected on this asset. The last section in the Environment tab, called Detection, allows you to configure the HITS, host-based IDS. HITS is a small program installed at the endpoints. It is available for both Windows and Linux operating system. For Windows system, we can perform remote installation of agents using action called deployed HITS agent. After installing the agent at the endpoints, we can obtain a number of very useful functionalities. We can, for example, check the presence of rootkits, check integrity of operating system. In the Windows operating system, we can check integrity of system register. We can check also the integrity of files and folders defined by us. For example, here we can check the list of changes in the registry of this particular asset. Thanks to a rich set of rules that can be found in Environment Detection HITS config tab, we can use the HITS agent to download logs from systems and applications that are not able to transfer data to the USM platform. For example, we can access the logs from Windows operating system or Active Directory services. Thanks to this functionality, we are able to obtain a set of information necessary to assess the complete security status, starting from border of our network and ending with services operating at the endpoints. Having all the data sources configured in everyday work with the USM platform, we will most often use the analysis tab. So let me jump there. The first of the available option here is the alarms section. It contains all alarms, that is, events for which the result of risk assessment is greater or equal 1. Risk scoring is performed for each event that goes to the USM platform. A risk assessment can be modified as a result of correlation rules activity. For example, one wrong logging will not immediately confirm a brute force attack. However, hundreds of such cases in a short period of time should certainly arouse our attention. And to help us assess the level of threat associated with individual alarms, Alienwald introduced a hierarchical classification, visible here, and referred to as a kill chain taxonomy. It groups all detected alarms into 5 categories, ranging from initial reconnaissance carried out by hackers to the final compromise of a system. The size of each circle, visible here, indicates the number of alarms occurrences in a given category. The graph is dynamic. When I click on a circle, it causes displaying in the table below a complete list of alarms for a given category and selected data, of course. Each alarm has a dedicated details page available after clicking on the icon on the right side. After going to it, we can find a set of information necessary for a deep analysis of events that generated an alarm, including network information, vulnerabilities that could be used to violate the security of resources, open ports, etc. At the bottom of the page, we always find a table containing a sequence showing the operation of correlation rule, from the first event that triggered the correlation until the alarm was raised. For each alarm, there is an action menu in which we can create a ticket. We can close, delete alarm. Of course, we also have available filter panel, which allows us to limit the scope presented data. Let's move to the next section, the SIEM security events SIEM panel. We will find here all events that go to the USM platform after normalization done by sensor based on plugins. As in the alarm section, we have a filter that limits the range of information displayed. And the table below shows the list of events corresponding to the current filter settings. We can switch the view from the events list to group to timeline. Of course, each event has a dedicated details page in which we will find complete information of the event type, event ID, category, data source, plugins, etc. We can find values of parameters taken into account in the risk assessment. We can find some network details and the raw logs on the basis of which the event was recorded. For each event, we can create a ticket or add an event to the data source group, which in turn allows us to create dedicated policy that will automatically process this type of events. In the real-time tab, we will find the current preview of incoming events. The total EPS, event per second counter, is located here on the right side. This is so-called environment snapshot panel. If we need to verify raw logs, we can use appropriate option in the analysis raw logs tab. The raw log viewer allows for several important things. We can preview of the dynamic raw logs recording. We can search raw logs for specific phrase. It should be only remembered that raw logs are stored in the platform, which significantly extends the search time compared to the SQL database. We can do verification of the authenticity of raw logs, which is extremely important for the post-attack analysis. Each raw log with a padlock icon has been digitally signed. By default, such signing is done by block every hour, but of course we have an option to change it to real-time signing. The last functionality in the analysis tab is the ticket system that helps us to systemize the process of removing detected vulnerabilities and threats. It is possible to automatically generate tickets after finding a certain type of vulnerability as well as a result of correlating procedures. As in any ticket system, also in Alien Vault, it is possible to redirect solving a given problem to a specific employee or a unit in our organization. The USM platform can be integrated with Active Directory services, hence we can have a full list of employees available here. In each ticket, you will find a detailed description of the reason for its creation, fields with comments and actions. As we resolve the problem, we can modify the status of and priority of given tickets. And finally, close it. Solved tickets can be used to create some kind of internal knowledge base in your organization. A very useful addition to the data available in the Analysis tab will be dashboard, dashboard and report section. The first of them, dashboards, we'll find a number of predefined tabs and widgets. Let me move there. We can find predefined tabs or widgets presenting graphical statistics about the monitor infrastructure and the USM platform itself. Thanks to such charts, we can quickly verify at the high level what is happening in our organization in terms of the most important security areas. Each of the dashboard are editable. We can adapt it to our own needs. We can create our own tabs and selected widgets to them. And definitely more precise data list can be generated using a rich set of default reports available here in the reports section. Currently, there are almost 250 reports divided into 9 categories: alarms, assets, compliance, rollout, security, events, etc. Each of the report can be run ad hoc. All we need to do is to just click Run Report button. A report can be exported in several formats, can be sent to the email, and we can, of course, define some schedule to automatically generate all of the statistics. At the end of today's presentation, I would like to discuss the configuration tab. According to its name, we'll find here a number of detailed configuration parameters of the USM platform, but not only. The administration section allows you for configuring user account and rights to the USM platform, as well as managing configuration backups, integrating logging with Active Directory services, etc. In the deployment section, we'll find a summary of the health status of individual components of the USM platform, information about available updates, and previously mentioned plugins builder. After clicking the details icon, we can verify the most important information about the USM state: uptime, CPU, RAM load, disk usage, which is important for the long-term storage of raw logs. And Vault, of course, provides us the procedures to migrate logs to external disk resources. Below is a table with summary of the configuration of network interfaces. For the all-in-one installation, there must be minimum 3 NICs: management interface, interface for collecting logs, and 1 for network IDS, working in promiscuous mode. The configuration of interface, as I mentioned before, is changed via text console. Below, we can find information about current version, as well as notification about available updates. It's worth noting that updates of Threat Intelligence database, that is IDS signatures, vulnerability scanner, assets, and plugins, are very often, even several times a week. In addition, the Linux operating system and the USM platform updates are distributed. Each update can be installed manually through a web console. If you update the Threat Intelligence database, you can also enable automatic updates, as I shown earlier. Updates of feeds, definitions of the Threat Intelligence database, and most other components do not demand rebooting the USM. At the very bottom of the deployment page, we can find a chart with EPS collected in the monitoring infrastructure. Let's move to the Threat Intelligence section where we can find, among the others, a complete list of correlation rules here in the directive tabs, which at the moment is over 4,200. These are the logical correlation rules, which analyze the frequency of specific events in a given time. We can also find here logical cross-correlation rules. This is the second type of correlation available in the USM platform. In the data source tab, we can find all installed plugins. The numbers at the bottom. Now we have 630 plugins available in the USM platform. Each plugin contains a complete list of events that may appear in low logs from a given system. For example, in the NITS, Alien Vault NITS, we've got more than 71,000 events available. Now let's go to the policy tab. The USM allows you to create policies for two types of events. External events, so-called the primary events, and events created by correlation rules, so-called in-server events or directive events. You can create policies for primary events here in the default group policy tab. You can check, for example, my policy to filter noise from WatchGuard firewall. As you can see, we have some conditions section and consequence section. We can use aliases for the network traffic, like any. We can use asset database and networks available in the USM. Events may be indicated individually, or we can use taxonomies, some kind of classification, categorizations of the events. For example, if we want to create policy for all DDoS events, we can choose appropriate taxonomy for such kind of the events. The consequence of the policy may be running an action, for example, a shell script on the USM platform, creating a ticket, sending an email, or changing the way the events are processed. We can, for example, turn off the risk assessment, do not store events in the SQL database, in the logger also. This will allow us to save resources and performance of the USM platform, meeting all relevant events, relevant from the point of view of the security analysis. In the last tab, we can configure access to the OpenThread Exchange service, which Piotr mentioned in his presentation. In this way, we came to the end of my presentation. Due to time constraints, of course, we did not exhaust all important topics concerning Allian Vault, but only signaled the most important functionalities. And we strongly encourage you to test this powerful for comprehensive verification of the security in your IT infrastructure. So thank you very much for joining us, for your attention. Thank you, Piotr, for the first part of the presentation. Have a good day. Goodbye.